What's up guys, another video here. So this is the training since the last video, and again there has been significant progress. So this video will actually have 3 sessions of wrap squats. So the initial session involved 405 for triples, the next session 405 for 3 sets of 4, and the final session of the video 405 for 3 sets of 5. So again, that's huge progress. And for the raw squat, I've been able to do 335 for sets of triples and fours. So again, that's significant progress because I haven't been able to do it that well. And deadlift's kind of chugging along, 495 for singles, and actually one session I did 495 for 2 singles. For the raw bench, I've been working up to 225, 230, and most recently 235. So again, that's a huge progress. And again, just trying to hit it as many times as I can. So this is the first session of wrap squat. So 385. Again, I was kind of testing out. I didn't want to jump straight from 365 to 405, so I had to test it out with 385. And again, the reps are parallel at best, so they're most likely all high. But that's fine. I have been training like this for years now, and it's been yielding really good results. Before I was kind of stuck at 235 kilo for squat, and then I've been implementing this training method and doing the wraps every week. Again, this is an introduction, or this was a thought introduction from one of my early powerlifting mentors, Tom Keene. So basically, he said, try to get in the wraps, at least once a week. And I've been doing it for years now, and it rocketed my squat from 235 kilo to 272.5. So, essentially raised it over 80 pounds by doing this method. And again, it is kind of time consuming, but it's something that has to be done. And I like to do the wrap session and also the shirted bench on Saturday morning when I'm depleted and don't have any food, because again, that's kind of similar to how the meet's going to go. So obviously the meets are usually on a Saturday morning, and then you only have 2 hours to recomp and take your food and liquid in. And again, I'm not really in the mood to do too much eating and drinking, so again, it kind of simulates how I'm going to feel at the meet. Of course, I'm heavier on Saturday mornings anyways, but you're cutting food and water to an extent, and then you're not at the heaviest body weight. So I kind of like to simulate that by doing on a Saturday morning, where again I don't have any food or water prior to training. So I think it does help, kind of gives you an edge for the competition. But anyways, this training cycle I've been, or this these past few days of training since the last video, I've been graduating to 335 pounds in the raw squat. So I do a set of 275, 295, 315, all for 5 reps, and then I go ahead and do 335. I haven't hit 5 reps for the 335 yet, but again, it's fine. And it's always a work in progress, because again, I'm trying to reach strength levels from back in March 2020. So it is coming along, but it is very slow. So I don't want to push anything to the point where I get injured again. So I'm really careful about not overextending a training session. So if I'm feeling kind of fatigued, then I definitely stop. So these days with 335, I'm only doing 3 sets maximum. And again, I'm trying to spread out the amount of volume I'm doing, just to be careful with the back. And again, the reps probably parallel at best, around parallel. So it's fine. I can sink any reps that I want to, but again, as a function of preserving the back and trying to get some requisite volume in, I think that's the way to do it, or that's the way I have been doing it. And again, I've been having success at the meet, so that's good. So this particular session, I was able to do 495 for 2 singles. And the reason I did the second single is because the first one felt, pretty reasonable. And again, if you look at the speed from the mid shin to the top, it's fairly fast. So pretty happy with that. And the bench, again, doing similar things. So these days 225 is feeling pretty easy. So try to work up to a second single, and that can only be in the range of 230, 235. Before I would need a spotter. So I think that's definite progress. So here, 405, again, testing out, what I can do with the rep ranges, and again, all the reps parallel at best. And really glad that this particular session I was able to do 405 for 3 sets of 4. Again, it was significant progress because triples from the prior week it wasn't, or they weren't feeling that easy. So just hammering the intensity again. 405 is pretty much my baseline for wrap squats, and I believe in the past I was able to do 7 or 8 reps in 405. Again, not that hard. So again, well, maybe rep 7 or 8 is difficult, but something I can knock out, without an issue. But again, I'm just happy considering, the last meet I did in February 2020. I did a different training style where I would train in a half suit, and it was just a mess because I didn't have the requisite raw strength. So again, this is mainly training my back, just getting used to the load. And then again, I wasn't, during that particular training cycle, I didn't, stress the raw squat too much, and I got incredibly weak with it. So, those are definitely lesson learned. So I'm going to be training as I am now, and I believe it'll be, well, at the end of the training and leading up to meet, it will be successful because again, my back will be used to handling the 405 without a suit, and I'll be able to hopefully do it comfortably for more than 5 reps. But yeah, I mean, training is really a reflection of how much you're learning and how much you're learning your body. So, only you know where the thresholds of pain or actual injury comes. So, that really comes through experience. And again, if you overcome injuries, great. But you really don't want to be in the position where you're constantly injured. Then you have to work around it and not being able to do competition movements. So, the best point for you as a lifter, especially a young lifter, is try to avoid injury at all costs. So again, if you're feeling fatigued and you have one more set left, maybe cut down the intensity or don't do that last set at all. I mean, that's just my advice because if you injure yourself, you can set yourself back for months and possibly a year. Or some people never recover. So you have to be fairly conservative. And again, if you are training fairly often, maybe 5, 6 times a week, then if you have one session out of the week that's not great, then it's fine. If your whole week is not good, then that's fine, because you'll be able to come into the succeeding or the successive week without injury. Then you can build upon that. So yeah, this is the last training session of the video. So 405 for 3 sets of 5. Again, very happy with this. And then perhaps what I'm going to do is, because what I've done in the past is I did a set of 405 as a baseline and then did 3 working sets. So maybe the next week or this coming week, I will do 405 for possibly 4 sets. I don't know. I mean, it just depends how I feel. But you see, I'm kind of grinding through the last reps, just trying to keep the back as stable as possible and straight as possible. And again, that's the main cue I'm using to keep the back straight as I'm going down. Because everything else is kind of secondary when you're doing squats. So, keeping your torso position as stable and upright as possible I think is tantamount to the equipped squat, or again, any type of squat at all, raw or equipped or whatever. So once you lose a position in the back, then, you're going to possibly severely injure yourself. So again, it's really important to keep that position. But anyways, thanks guys for watching the video, and stay tuned for the next one.